back. I'm Pat, that Halloween movie collector. I'm back for another collectible spotlight. This time we're going to spotlight what I have as far as Halloween 4 collectibles. I don't have a lot because they try to stay specific to the first 3 movies, financial reasons and space-wise. I do have smatterings of all the other films, but I figured, you know what? Let's celebrate what collectibles I have for Halloween 4 because as of the day of this release of this collectible spotlight, October 21st is the 35th anniversary of Halloween 4. What better way to celebrate than let's look through and see what Pat has in his collection. Everything from physical media to lobby cards, press kits, and assorted other picture postcards here. So join me as I don my Bucky helmet, nod to the late great Bucky, and let's go through what Halloween 4 collectibles I have in my collection to celebrate the 35th anniversary. Let's do this. And what better way to start than just start off with where it all started, with physical media. Because like I said, I love my Halloween collectibles, but it's always been about the films with me. So let's go through and see what we have as far as physical media. Of course, let's go back to the OG Halloween 4. Looks just like a VHS tape, doesn't it? It's beta. It's a VHS beta. For those that remember, Betamax tapes were slightly smaller tapes that played. So there's a beta tape, and these little slip covers, they do make smaller ones that fit these, but as they were starting to get a little bit outdated, they just would basically take VHS covers, and inside there's like a little stuff in there to make it fit right. So this is Halloween 4 on beta. And of course, we go to the OG Halloween 4 on VHS. This is where it all started. Well, I did see it in the theater when it first came out. And back then, you really couldn't just go buy videotapes because they were pretty expensive at the time. So you figure 1988, if you wanted to buy these, they were like $50, $60. So all you really could do is rent them and then hopefully buy either a rental or eventually they sold them, but not at first. And collector's edition, the clamshell case with that iconic image, like the mirror image of Myers. I have that one as well. And let's see, of course. And then the age of DVDs took over. And there's, the regular version here. I'm going to be throwing pictures up as you've seen. So there's a regular DVD version, some physical media. There's that one. There is special DiviMax edition one. And another version of, I think this is actually this. Yeah, it's just a little bit different cover. That's what it is. You buy variant covers because you're obsessive collectors. That's what we do. So there's some DVDs. Let's see. And of course, this is always a cool. This is a German steelbook, and it's a lenticular cover, which is hard to see, but it does move. Yeah, see if it's hard to see. And there's the back of it. So yeah, these they made these for 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, and I have them all. But yeah, real cool covers, real cool artwork. A lot of the European stuff, especially the German stuff, always has some real cool artwork. And sticking with physical media, let's go, how about some sound? Well, you know what? Before we jump to soundtracks, give me a minute. I have everything sprawled out here in a big giant mess. So let's go right here for another long gone form of physical media and Halloween 4 Laserdisc. These are super cool laser discs. Never had a laser disc player. Always wanted one, but we never got one. I'm going to find a place to start putting all this stuff. And sticking with laser disc, here's one from Japan. So there's a Japanese laser disc of Halloween 4. And those that collect anything from Japan as far as physical media know what is the essential thing to have. That OBI strip right there. Because that is key to having it. Having it complete, rather. And now we can go to soundtracks. So, my old style former physical media that I still love and has come back in the last 15 years or so. Here you go. There's the Halloween 4 soundtrack on vinyl. And this was the record exchange. I did not buy it there. But look at that. Price, $10. So, yeah, that's it. That's Halloween 4 on vinyl. And they did come out with, Death Waltz came out with a nice box set a few years ago. This is the box set. And it's got a couple of LPs in there that were reissues. And one of them was Halloween 4. So let me get that one out. And I don't usually open these because I really don't play them. I just keep them sealed. I'm that guy. So here's the Death Waltz reissue of the Halloween soundtrack. Some really cool artwork. And, of course, another form of physical media that actually came back the last couple of years is you start seeing people release stuff more and more on cassette tape. So there's a Halloween 4 soundtrack on cassette tape. Look at that. Oops. Yeah. Remember the days of cassettes. Look at that. Oh, that's old school. I love cassettes. And cassettes were good because they didn't take up a lot of space. All right. And what came along and knocked out cassettes and, well, they did, of course, there was 8-tracks were long gone before anything. Although it would have been cool if they had made the original soundtrack on 8-track, but the original soundtrack the OG soundtrack came out in 83 in the States, and by that time, it was all gone by the wayside, 8-tracks. The original soundtrack was released in Japan first in 79. Would have been cool if it was available on 8-track just to have. That would have been a real cool collectible to have. But all those physical forms of media, 8-track, cassette, reel-to-reel, and LP, all went by the wayside with what? CDs. So there's Halloween 4 soundtrack on CD. And for most of them, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, eventually they all came out with anniversary editions. So here's the anniversary edition, which is how many years on this? I think it's 10 years. Was it 20 years? So there you go. That's the reissue. All right. And speaking of forms of media, what else can you do except go right to the horse's mouth and go to the theater? And I do have an original 35 millimeter Halloween 4 trailer. So that is a 35 millimeter trailer for Halloween 4. So that's a cool form of physical media. I have these for most of the movies where they made 35 millimeter. Eventually they stopped. Let's see, make sure we have any other forms of media. Actually, well, let's stick with forms of media because technically print is a form of media, right? So here. Halloween 4 novelization. So this is the first issue. The first issue of the paperback from Nicholas Grabowski. So that's the first one. And then he came out with the special limited edition right here, which is cool. It's much larger and some cool artwork there. And then he didn't stop there. Then eventually he came out with the Ultimate Edition. Right there. So there's 3 versions. They just have a little bit more stuff in it. And if you guys haven't checked out on the channel, we do a book club on here, and we did the novelization for Halloween 4, and we did the Ultimate Edition. Yeah, that's the edition we did. So be sure to check it out. It was really cool. Along with forms of physical media, there was also promotional material. So they don't really do this anymore, which really stinks. I loved back in the day when you would get press kits. So they did come out with press kits for Halloween 4. I have 2 versions of the press kit. One of them, I know it's got to be a U.S. version. The other one I got from a collector in Canada. So I'm just assuming maybe it was just a different printing. That's the only difference I could think of, that it was different. So here's a Halloween 4 press kit. It's got a nice cool cover. Let me get my hand off Michael's face and get rid of the glare. Yeah, so there's a Halloween 4 press kit, which is basically a folder, and within that folder you would have, majority of them would come with press photos and stuff like that. I'm obviously going to be popping pictures up here, and they give you a synopsis of the film. They give you who's in the film, backstory on everything. Like here, this also has like variety advertisements. So you have, that, which is synopsis of the film, production notes, storyline, backstory on some of the actors and actresses. So here's Rachel Carruthers, Ellie Cornell, Daniel Harris, backstory on Jamie Lloyd, Donald Pleasance, our beloved Donald Pleasance, Dr. Loomis backstory. Of course, then you have it on Mustafa Akkad, executive producer, and Paul Freeman, who was the producer for it. And then it has I don't know why this is all in here, but it gives you a little variety thing. So it comes with all that notes and information, along with obviously lobby cards, which are all different. Here, I'm going to have pictures popped up here, so I'll have to go through them all. So I'll have those popped up there. You can see what the lobby cards look like. And they used to come with a lot of black and white ones. I guess it was definitely cost effective. But there was a lot of color ones too. Most of the European ones were always color. So that's the first version of the press kit that I have, that I did buy in the States. So I'm just assuming, I don't know for a fact, that the difference is maybe because it was a Canadian pressing, because I do have other press kits from the other films, and they're different from Canada to obviously to the European countries as well. So this is the one I picked up from a collector in Canada. So you'll clearly see the only difference, looks like the cover is different, see? So now you're using the Roman numerals. And the back is the same. It's just weird how they changed that and basically used the almost like the cover of the novelization. And you have, they're all the same press photos. Oh, there's the press lobby card of our buddy, the death of Bucky. And it all comes with the same information as the other one. Let me just make sure there's nothing different in here. Yeah, synopsis and whatnot, just so I can see. Yeah, just remember, because I haven't opened it up in a while. Yeah, it's all the same stuff. So that is the press kit I picked up from a collector in Canada. Simply because as soon as I saw the difference in the two, I was like, well, you know what? I'm a completist. And when it comes to promotional material for any of the films, I'm in. So there you go. That's my favorite stuff, is promotional material. Sticking with promotional material and press kits, we have this. This is a German advertisement booklet for when, I guess, Halloween 4 was coming to Germany. So obviously I have pictures all popped up here. It comes with that. It comes with these two little postcards. And basically the synopsis, which is cool because it's actually got like a cover and everything, and it's all bound, so which is nice instead of just sheets of paper like the majority of the U.S. press kits would come. A shout out to Germany, and they always do some real cool stuff when it comes to promotional stuff. So let me just put this back in here. Sticking with the German, these are Halloween 4 lobby cards, and they're all still in their thing here. The protective cover. I'm not going to take them out because I'm going to be popping up pictures, so you'll see pictures up here. But yeah, very cool color photos. Like I said, the European ones are always pretty much usually in color. I do have a couple that are black and white from, I think, Halloween 2, but the majority, and Halloween 3, but the majority of them are usually in color. And sticking with foreign promotional material, Halloween 4 French lobby cards. And I'm not going to go through them all because we're going to be popping up pictures, and it's just a little bit easier than doing that. So these are French lobby cards, which are very, very cool. It's nice when they come in the original photo envelope. I mean, a majority of the ones from Europe I have the original photo envelope, because you can see it actually has the name on it, which is good. It makes it easier when I'm trying to find them too. This is something I picked up not that long ago on eBay, which is a trade advertisement for Halloween 4 and 5 coming to the UK when I guess it was released. So pretty cool. Because I don't think Halloween 4 was released. I don't think 4 and 5 were released in the UK theatrically. I think they were just released on video. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I'm pretty sure that was true. This is cool. Not in the greatest condition, but I had to have it because I just thought it was a real cool image. And Halloween 4 Mexican lobby card. Pretty cool. It's got some edge wear, but I got it for a cheap price, so I figured why not? It's very, very cool. And had to have it. Some other promotional material. Let's go do some print media. So you have Toxic Horror. And you see Michael, this is advertising for when H4 was coming out. Fear Magazine. What a nice shot of Michael from H4 on the cover. Put an article about the movie coming out. And, of course, one of the iconic ones from Fangoria, doing their cover story on Halloween 4. And this I almost forgot about. I had to dig this out. It was buried with a bunch of the promotional stuff. I saw this at one of the conventions, thought it was cool. Halloween 4 collectible sticker set. Well, that was really cool. At the time, I should have bought 2. Just so I could open one up and stick it on everything. But, yeah, I don't know why I only bought 1. But, yeah, I thought this was pretty cool. I forgot all about it. I couldn't find it. And, of course, what collection would be complete for Halloween 4 without a Trick or Treat Studios Halloween 4 mask? This is one of the better ones, too, I think, in my opinion. I mean, granted, I was not the biggest fan of the Halloween 4 mask to begin with, but this is one of the ones that actually looks really good. Like very lifelike, like the film. And one thing I don't have is any Halloween 4 t-shirts. One of these days I'll get them. The only article of clothing that I do have from Halloween 4, that just came out this year, and they're still in Party City. Halloween 4 socks. I had to get it because that's a great image, because obviously everybody knows when you see the image on the poster, VHS, all that iconic photo of the original mask in front of the Wallace house, which wasn't even in the film. This mask wasn't in the film either. So I had to buy this because we were sold a bill of goods because we did not get that mask. And I never understood why they even showed the Wallace house in the background, because it's not in the film. Now I do have a couple of posters. I'm going to bring the posters up. I can't take them out because they're a pain in the neck to unfold and try to hold up here. So I have pictures. So I'm going to be popping up pictures, and I'll tell you which ones they are. This one here is a Halloween 4 UK quad poster. It's actually really, really big. It's like mint condition. And back in the day, for those that are poster collectors, especially promotional posters, they always came folded back in the day. So that's why you see all those creases and everything. They weren't really ever rolled. They were folded, factory folded. So this is a UK quad theater poster. This right here is an H4 Italian theater poster. Nice, vibrant colors, and the logos were always different over in Europe too. If you notice, it's like just a writing with a number 4 on it, as opposed to the logos you saw on the majority of the material in the States. Staying in Italy, this is what they called a Theater a Locandina poster. So it's like long and thin, and it always had like a little space on the top, which I would assume where you could write or put something on there, maybe stating the times or coming soon. That's the only thing I could think of why that. But all the Locandina posters that I do have that on top, and I'm assuming that's to write stuff on there. And of course, what collection would be complete without an original Halloween 4 theater poster? Where it all started, where I believe I remember seeing this at the time in the theater, advertising it before I saw the commercial for it, when I was in the theater going to watch something else. And there you go. Those are all my Halloween 4 collectibles. I do have a lot more collectibles, as you've seen. Either you follow my Instagram or you just follow this channel with all the collectible spotlights. But as far as the other movies besides 1, 2, and 3, it's usually promotional stuff and just stuff that catches my eye that I want to get that's really, really cool. But just for financial reasons and space-wise, I can't collect everything. So that's it for Halloween 4. Make sure you like the video. Helps people find this channel. If you like collectibles and all Halloween stuff, there's tons of collectible stuff on here with collectible spotlights, tons of Halloween stuff, tons of music stuff, just a lot of shit everywhere. So just run around on the channel and you're bound to step in some shit. So do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Helps a brother out. I'm trying to reach that 1,000 subscriber mark by the time at the end of this year. And for those that follow the podcast, I'll announce it on here too as well. So when I hit 1,031 subscribers, 1031, Halloween, I will be giving one of those NECA exclusive Dr. Chalice figures away, because I got an extra one when I was at age 45. So be sure to go back and check the video. I'll throw a link up here. My age 45 haul, the last collectible spotlight I did, and see all the stuff I got when I was at the 45 Years of Terror convention. And you were able to buy 2 Dr. Chalice figures, and I got an extra one. And I figure I'll give it away. If you guys get me over that hump, I'll give back to the people that watch the channel. So keep following. Make sure you hit that subscribe, and keep. I'll figure out a way to do it once I hit that mark. Hopefully by the end of the year. That's what I'd like to do. So in the meantime, just go check everything out. There's lots of stuff on the channel. Like, subscribe, all that happy horse shit. And then until the next Collectible Spotlight, I'll talk to you soon. And happy 35th anniversary to Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers.